Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now, we want to present our group assignment for personal finance, which is retirement planning case study. This case study prepared for Dr. Hairul Nizam bin Hashim. So, this is our group member. First, Muhammad Fitri Azim, Muhammad Ali Firdaus, Ikmal Fikri, Muhammad Haziq Naim, and Omar Izzat.
My name is Ikmal Fikri and I will present the project overview, project description, and the project objective and outcome. Starting with the project overview, the case study is focused on a retirement plan as part of the personal finance subject. The case study is done for one prospect, which is the family members or close friend of the group members. After choosing a prospect, we suggested a retirement plan guided by a licensed financial advisor for realistic recommendations to ensure the future financial security. The case study also applies the classroom knowledge to a real-life scenario. The next part is the project description. The first step of the project is to find a prospect. The criteria are a person below 50 years old that have a stable income. The prospect we chose for this project is a family member of our group member, which is Miss Aisha. After we find a prospect, we conducted an interview session with Miss Aisha, Mr. Wira as the financial advisor, and Dr. Hairul Nizam as the supervisor of the project. The data we managed to gather are salary 5,800, commitment 2,800, expenses 2,000, savings 1,000, and the employee provident fund 40,000. I will move on to the objective and outcome. The objective of the project is to apply the personal finance theory in practice, create a tailored retirement plan to a prospect and learn from it, assess saving, investment, and inflation effects, and lastly, identify the risk of not having a retirement plan and how to prepare for a good retirement plan. The next part is outcome. The outcome that we get a good retirement plan for Ms. Aisha, demonstrate the effects of early planning and compounding, show the needs for realistic goals, improve the group financial analysis and teamwork skills, and lastly, having an exposure to the personal financial consultation.
So we move to project timeline. In week 1, we started by selecting the topic, which is a retirement planning case study, and forming our group. In week 2, we identified our prospect, which is Miss Aisha, who met the criteria for the study. Moving to week 3, we conducted data collection through interviews with Miss Aisha and also consulted with a licensed financial planner, which is Encik Wira. In week 4, we analysed her financial situation, including savings, commitments, and the impact of inflation. And during week 5, we developed investment strategies such as monthly contributions, lump sum investments, and the use of EPF I Invest. In week 6, we focus on drafting the report and reviewing each section to ensure accuracy. Finally, in week 7, we completed the finalization, proofreading, and submitted the report.
For 6.0 project recommendation, for the first point, we have savings. So how to calculate saving is first we look at Miss Aisha take home pay. Her take home pay is 5,800 and then we minus with the commitment. So her commitment is 2,800 per month, and variable expenses that she budgeted is 2,000 ringgit per month. So with that we get 1,000 ringgit. So that is her saving for 1 month. And then let's go to the second point is retirement expenses. So how to calculate retirement expenses? So with monthly commitment now, her monthly commitment is 2,800 times with the inflation per year. So we assume inflation per year is 5%, powered with 27 years. Okay, why 27 years? Because now Miss Aisha is 20 years old and she want to retire on at 55 years old. and that mean 27 years more. And then we calculate, and she want to survive 20 years more after her retirement days. Okay, so how to calculate is with 2,800 times 1 plus 0.05 power with 27. So we get for 1 month, Miss Aisha will get 10,453 98 cents. So we time with 12 months for 1 year, and we time with 20 years. So for 20 years after retirement days, Miss Aisha need 2.5 million ringgit.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Omar Izzat bin Azman, and I will explain to you guys about the investment strategies. So for the first step is the estimation of retirement needs money for Miss Aisha. The first step in Miss Aisha retirement planning was to project the amount of income she would need at the retirement age. So her current salary is 5,800, approximately to 6,000, to simplify the projection and reflect the possible salary increment. And inflation rate was applied about 5% annually over the 27 years, from the age of her right now 28 to the 55 years old at her retirement age. And the projected monthly income needed at the retirement age of Miss Aisha is around 22,400 ringgit. And below is the formula used to find her future salary. And we move on to the next one is the retirement fund requirement. To maintain her lifestyle after retirement, her income requirement was projected for a retirement period of 25 years, which is equivalent to 300 months. And the monthly requirement for Miss Aisha is 22,474 cents. It is times with 300 months, which will get the estimated retirement goal funds, which are RM 6.72 millions. And below are the formula used to find the total fund for Miss Aisha retirement. So moving on to the next part, which is the investment strategies for Miss Aisha, which are suggested by Mr. Wira. So one of the key strategies for Miss Aisha retirement is money investment. This focus on making consistent contribution over a long period, which grows significantly through the power of compounding. It is considered as one of the most effective ways to secure a long-term financial goal. So, for example, if she contributes around RM 800 ringgit per month for 30 years with an annual return of 12% returns, and the savings she can grow is about around RM 2.8 million ringgit. But if she increases the contribution to RM 1,600 per month, the total is not just double, as it can grow nearly to 6 million ringgit. And this shows how powerful compounding is. Even a moderate increase in contribution can result in much higher return over time. And this is why money investment is a practical and disciplined approach to building a secure retirement fund. So moving on to the other strategies, which is the lump sum investment. So this means putting in a one-time amount and letting it grow over a long period of time without any further contribution. The main benefit is that the money is left to compound on its own. So for example, if Miss Aisha invests around 10,000 ringgit next year and leave it for 26 years with an annual return of 12% a year, it can grow about RM 190,000 ringgit. While this looks smaller compared to the monthly investment, it still adds a value to her retirement plan. When combined with other strategies, the lump sum investment helps to diversify her saving and make her overall retirement plan stronger. So now let's move on to the last investment strategies for Miss Aisha, which is the KWSP iInvest. This platform allows members to use part of their EPF account saving one to invest in approved unit trust funds. Unlike the standard EPF dividends, which is usually give around 5 to 6% annually, iInvest offer access to equity and balance fund that can provide higher return even though with some market risk. So for example, Miss Aisha, if she contributes around RM RM5,285 every quarter for 27 years, and we assume a 7% annual return, she could build up to RM1.47 million by her retirement age. And the benefit here is that her EPF saving can grow more without spending extra cash from her salary, because we are using EPF account 1 saving balance. But however, if she must follow EPF rules, there are such a cap about 30% caps above basic saving, and also considers the effect of management fees. So in conclusion, through the combination of monthly investment, lump sum contribution, and EPS saving, Ms. Aisha has a structured retirement plan, and these strategies, when applied together, make her long-term financial goal about RM6.72 million more achievable and secure. So that's all for the investment and strategies part.
Okay, for 0.7.0, reflection and lesson learned. So we got 6 important points in here. So first is retirement planning is technical and personal. So what we get from here is small changes in the assumption like inflation, return rates, retirement horizon have a big impact to the retirement planning. And then second point is impact of time and compounding. Regularly, monthly deposit, even small, can grow significantly with compounding. And third is diversification matters. So over concentration on limited product like EPF and I invest is risky. So maybe Miss Aisha need to find a unit trust or any trusted monetary agency. And then the fourth is realistic and sustainable returns. So return assumption must be reasonable and clearly communicate, like Miss Wira have told how how his system go, and we can see it's clearly reasonable and clearly communicated. And then value of teamwork and process. So interviewing with the prospect, Miss Aisha provided quality insight like the risk tolerance, salary growth, and also expenses. And lastly, documenting assumption and constraint. So writing down assumption like 3 to 5% inflation, retirement length, increase transparency, so we can see how the data show the reality world. Okay, so for the last point, 8.0 feature improvement. So what we can do? So first we can do conduct sensitivity and scenario analysis. Instead of relying on single projection like invest, EPF, we can develop low, medium and high cases by varying assumptions such as inflation, investment return, retirement duration, and also contribution rates. So present the result as range possible outcome. So it means show the true result so that people can trust. And then clarify and justify assumption. Clearly state all modeling assumption, including expected salary growth, contribution increases, investment charge, tax treatment, and also EPF invest cap. And then improve diversification and product coverage. So go beyond relying mainly on EPF, I invest, and tabung haji. Like Mr. Wira introduce the unit trust, so we can get a lot more income in our future. And then for fourth point is produce client friendly output. So it means the prospect convert the technical finding into clear visual format, and to make Miss Aisha more understand about the retirement planning. And then for the 5 point is establish implementation and review schedule. So we can do recommend a realistic action plan with short term, medium term, and long term, so that Miss Aisha can see how the retirement plan goes step by step. And then for the last point is address regulatory and tax consideration. So track the tax consequences of withdrawal and ensure compliance with regulations such as EPF Invest rules and age-based withdrawal limits.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Ali Fidaus bin Muhammad Nizam. I will present about the visuals and media. Here we can see the virtual consultation sessions conducted with Miss Aisha together with Encik Wira and the team. The purpose of this session was to understand Miss Aisha's financial situations and retirement goals. Through these discussions, Encik Wira explained several retirement planning strategies highlighting the importance of consistent savings, smart investment choices, and long-term financial disciplines. These consultations also allow Ms. Aisha to share her current commitments, future needs, and expectations for her retirement years. Next, Encik Wira demonstrates how investment projections can work over the long terms. As shown in the calculation tool, if Ms. Aisha invests 10,000 every month over a period of 26 years with an annual return rate of 12%, the projection shows an impressive growth. The total principal invested is 10,000 in the sample calculation showed. So over the time, this grows significantly, reaching a projected balance of about RM 190,472 cents without any fees. This calculation shows the power of compounding and disciplined savings. Through this example, Ms. Aisha can visualize how her money can multiply over the years, ensuring that she has sufficient funds to support her lifestyle during retirement. We move to the next slide. This table shows how RM800 monthly investment can grow over time with different return rates. In the first year, the amount looks small, about RM9,700 at 3% returns. But as years go by, the power of compounding makes a big difference. After 10 years, at 6% return, you can get about RM 114,000, while at 12% return, it grows to RM 155,000. By 20 years, the gap is even bigger, RM 231,000 at 3% versus RM 799,000 at 12%. After 30 years, it becomes RM 457,000 at 3% and over RM 2.3 million at 12%. This shows two lessons. First, be consistent with monthly savings. Second, higher returns investment give much bigger result. With discipline and the right plans, retirement savings can grow into financial freedom. So that's all from me. Thank you.
That's all from us. Thank you.